so much for being here. This is Get on the Bus. I'm your host, Caleb Calhoun. We're live at Salvage Station with People's Blues of Richmond. We have Nico on the drums. We have Matthew on the bass. And Mr. Tim Beavers. I wasn't supposed to say everybody's whole names, but Tim Beavers is too good of a name to not say the full name. Here on the guitar. How are y'all doing tonight?
Good.
We're doing great.
Good.
Excited to be in Asheville.
Yeah, back in Asheville. I saw y'all here a little while back, and you're going to be playing here probably a lot more. What do you think about Asheville?
Love it. It's an awesome city. Hopefully next time we'll have a couple days off. We can enjoy all the nature and everything. But
have y'all ever gotten a chance to spend a couple days here, or has it always just been coming through on a tour?
I feel like the most Asheville experience we got was that time we came to town the middle of the night and we didn't know anybody, and we were up on this mountain and we tried to get out and cook this whole can of beans. We tried to make a fire because then we were going to use the pot, the bean can as the pot to cook the rest of the food. But we would have had to eat 3-4 pounds of beans to get there.
It was a big pot.
And then it started dumping snow, so we're shit, we're in trouble on this mountain. So we drive down the mountain, and our buddy that was with us was like, "Oh, I went to this summer camp in Asheville. Let me call them." And then he calls them, and at 6 in the morning, "Hey, I used to go there, and then I was a counselor for a couple of years. Is there any way you could put me and my friends up? We're on tour right now. We need help." And they were like, "Yeah, we've got a counselor cabin you can get in." And we just went in and had this awesome day in the mountains.
Yeah, we cooked food, had a band practice, all got some sleep and a shower. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the camp by any chance?
No.
I feel like there was a really big zip line or water slide. There was a lake in the center of it.
That's funny. I'm ziplining. I'm a zipline guide right now.
Oh, okay.
My
So
job.
you might know it then.
It's awesome and terrible. It's just it's a little bit of everything, but
Sounds like fun.
So you guys are back through Asheville tonight, and is this your first time headlining?
No, we've headlined here a couple times.
Okay.
We had a really good show last time we were opening for Talk, and it was just outrageous. It was sold out, and there was literally a riot. So
there was a lot of backlash on that, man.
There was,
people were pissed off. Because
there was
Asheville,
There were a couple people that were pissed off, but I think the majority of everybody just enjoyed.
Yeah.
And that one Facebook thing got blown up.
Oh, it got blown up quick, dude.
Yeah,
People were mad.
Yeah, we got a call from some managerial people, just wanted to know what the actual story was.
Because there was a mosh pit during Talk. You guys weren't even there, dude.
Yeah, we were playing music.
I mean, there was a mosh pit during your music, but
the guy was
different.
they told people to get violent. You're
yeah.
When the fuck did that happen?
We played a Rage Against the Machine cover, and
Yeah, people jumped around. There was no punching, except for
I was in the middle.
Yeah,
of the mosh pit.
I was
in the middle of the PBR mosh pit, and there was no punching.
I can understand.
It was a loving mosh pit, dude. It was a loving mosh pit.
I can understand how it could be too much for people,
for
on
Talk.
that, for somebody
Talk
that doesn't
is a little
know.
bit different,
Yeah, but
it wasn't our show. We weren't headlining, so
but there was
everybody knew what to expect.
Somebody made a post, and then there was 300 comments, and I'd say 85% of them were just "Oh, you're acting like a baby."
Yeah. But I think that's a good thing to think about sometimes, right? Because venues are a big part of all of our world, right?
Yeah.
And when you're a venue, you're doing the best you can. After that show, there were people complaining that the security was too harsh. There were people complaining that there wasn't enough security. There's really there's no way to win when you end up in that situation.
Everyone has a different way of solving the problem. I think.
I'm just glad we're back here. You guys aren't mad at us. We're not mad at
Oh,
you
Salvage
guys,
isn't mad. Salvage loves you guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, they called us the next day, and they were like, "When can we get another date?" So we were, I think it all went well. I think, on the same side, sometimes people are disrespectful and aren't mindful of other surroundings, and that can be frustrating if you're going to a show just to enjoy it, and you don't want to be swept up in that. But it happens. I think we're all adult enough to shake it off and move on to the next thing. If you don't want to come for that part, that's fine. Or stand in the back.
So speaking of disrespectful, I got a question, because this is big right now, and there's two very. It's almost like the toilet paper rolling over or under. It's that divisive right now. People having conversations in the audience at shows. How do y'all feel about that as musicians?
That's why we play loud. You can go ahead and try. I used to go around and do open mics and shit, play acoustic, and I hated it, man. Everybody fucking talk over it, so I went and got 2 loud motherfuckers.
That's the best answer I've ever heard.
It's definitely gonna happen.
The answer is go ahead and try. Going out.
Would you rather people talking or texting on the phone? 'Cause,
But
Yeah,
don't be louder than the music. If you're at a quiet
Yeah.
show, don't be louder than the music. You know.
Try and be mindful of the
Depends on
people
what
around
you're
you.
talking about too. If you're talking about like, yo, look at the guitar player, he's shredding.
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
Then that's fucking straight. You know what I mean? Like if you're talking about the show, like.
Yeah, I'll be
that's
honest. I don't mind hearing people getting excited about the show.
Definitely.
I don't want to sit there and hear somebody talk about how how her and her boyfriend just broke up
Right.
2 days ago while I'm
Right.
trying
Yeah.
to watch
Do
the
that
show.
over a cigarette
Yeah,
and
like
vinegar
go
here
there's
there,
and there's a
yeah.
huge area here to walk outside and do
Yeah.
that kind of talking. You know, most places that's like the cigarette conversation.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
But you know, it just is what it is. I think music, just like in general, it's so hard for anyone to have attention span for anything that after 5 minutes people are looking for the next thing, and so people
Yeah.
just start talking to each other if they're not really like embracing what's going on in front of them. And so that I think that also separates really good bands from other bands, and that's also just an opinion question. Is like if that band can take you out of that and like get your complete attention, those are the bands that I'm like willing to pay to see.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like I don't want to talk to. I'd rather go to the show by myself. So
I mean,
can
isn't
just
that the point, right? To kind of like just
enjoy the music?
elevate above the day to day for a little bit and
I
go
think
to
a
different
surprising amount
place.
of people go out for the social value and don't care about bands. And, like I don't know, we used to like have to like every once in a while play like a frat gig to pay the bills and shit, and it was just like there'd be a bunch of girls there that are like cool, like enjoying the music and dancing, and then there's like all these dudes that are literally just staring at the girl's butt, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, I wish that guy wasn't here.
I wish that guy and 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 that guy weren't
Just
here.
all girls shows.
Yeah.
Well, switching gears a little bit, Nico, you grew up with a pretty well-known father as a drummer. I grew up with a really well-known father. He's an evangelist, as crazy as that is. But I've worked hard in my life to get to a place where I can express and be myself. Like, how has that been for you, growing up with a father who plays the drums and is so well respected? Has it been hard for you to find your own path, or has that really pushed you to find your own path?
Yeah, it kind of pushed me to do my own things. I mean, I didn't just play reggae, I'm playing with these two crazy dudes out here. So, I mean, I don't know. He started me early on the drums, so I'm very thankful for that. And I just kind of just embrace drums all around. Like, I'm a percussionist. I play more than just the drum set, So, it kind of just made me reach and want to learn every style and every genre on that aspect of just drumming. So, it was kind of cool growing up like that, But in high school, in the beginning, people were like, yo, we got that dude whose dad is supposed to be blah, 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 coming over here. So at first, people were kind of turning heads, but then everybody saw I'm not that kind of douchebag dude that rides coattails. I'm trying to just play music because I love music. And thanks, Pops, for playing for the Whalers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, drumming.
And, I mean, he had me on stage at sound checks when I was young, and I remember like shaking because it's like a sold out crowd, and I'm like sound checking his drums, and I mean, just kind of made me like just face all those fears earlier than like I guess a musician who doesn't have a father like that does. You might get on stage for the first time scared as shit. I got on stage for the first time with a band like excited because I already had all that pre-trial phase and stuff like that. So coming up, it was cool. Like going to Dad's house was the jungle gym. You know what I mean? I got all my brothers play drums and everything, drum circles. So it was cool. But a lot of people do think that just because he plays the drums for the Whalers that I'm automatically supposed to be a good fucking drummer. You don't inherit that shit. You know what I'm saying? I still had to fucking learn the paradiddle myself and practice over and over again until it felt cleaner and smoother in its repetition. So don't be discouraged. Go out there and do it yourself.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So y'all just released this new single.
Maria
with
Doesn't
Color
Care.
Red. Maria
Yeah.
Doesn't Care. With Color Red Records.
Yep.
Which is Eddie Roberts from New Master Sounds. I don't know if y'all aren't listening to New Master Sounds.
You definitely should
probably correct
Yeah.
that shit immediately. But Eddie from the New Master Sounds had y'all out there to record a song. And
Yeah,
tell
well,
me
Jeff
about that moment.
Franca from Thievery Corporation, the drummer, is an old friend of ours, and
Yeah.
he's always been coming out to shows when we're out there, and we gave him a call. We were going to be out there. We had some days off, and he was like, "Why don't you come in?" So we went into the studio and recorded with him, and it was a great experience. You know, you got that Colorado love out there, so there's plenty of, you know, downtime and smoke and all that. But it was fun. They've got a great thing going on over there. It's just like, you know,
they hooked it up at the studio.
yeah, it's just
Nice.
it's a really cool thing. They're bringing a lot of bands in there. It's a great opportunity for, you know, unsigned artists that they're digging or potentially
Jeff
there.
playing for thievery, you know,
Yeah.
he's got
Yeah,
all
that's
those
not
cool-
that's no small
cool
peanuts
Yeah.
He's
there.
got those cool ideas in his head, and they got gear there and
Did
stuff.
you get to spend some
so-
time with Jeff a little bit?
Oh yeah. You know, they got the reel to reel and everything. They're super official, so he's a good engineer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was great. So we were excited to release it. Go online, check it out. It's on our Facebook. It's on Spotify, everywhere, all the platforms. So.
Awesome. What's the name one more time?
It's Maria Doesn't Care on Color Red Records.
So Maria Doesn't Care, People's Blues of Richmond. You can check it out on Facebook, Spotify, everywhere that music is played and not paid.
Yeah, they don't have
musicians.
iTunes anymore, right? Are we iTunes?
iTunes
yet?
still exists. iTunes still exists.
It's
You just can't buy albums anymore. They're still going to be able to stream music and
Oh,
do all
okay.
of that shit. And they're still going to give artists like .0013.
so they're
cents
turning into
per view.
Spotify
You
basically.
know, basically it's just going to be more like Spotify.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. So, man, that does suck. Can we talk about that? What's it? How hard is it making a living when you almost can't sell CDs anymore?
Well, that's like supplemental income. You know, you're not gonna. I mean, a band like us isn't gonna pay our bills off that, and like that's why we stay on the road grinding. But hey, it's nice to get an extra $50 a month or whatever it comes out to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be fucking $5 a month. You know.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean,
That's
artists
growing.
used to make all their money off that, and I think that, you know, it's kind of like a catch-22 because now it's become super easy to put your music up and make it available for everyone, but it just kind of all gets watered down.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you know, the money that we're not getting is to supposedly allow access to everyone. I did hear something that they're going to make it harder for independent artists to.
iTunes is. I think Spotify.
No, Spotify is doing it
Spotify
too.
is too.
Yeah, so I think you're gonna have to pretty much be through a distribution company after that, which is like pretty easy. Like, you know, wherever you get your CDs made or whatever still has that.
Yeah.
But you know, we've come into the thing recently where we're not even sure if we should order more CDs because, you know, it's not worth it unless we order 1,000 at a time, and they're not even putting CD players in cars. So
Yeah.
you know, we're like, I mean, my computer doesn't have a DVD player and it's 10 years old. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a grind on that side for sure.
Yeah. for
Yeah, and you
sure.
got to pay for all the recording and all that, and that's not, you know, it doesn't come cheap.
So as as a touring band, is that where you make your money? I mean, I know this and you knew this, but I feel like, you know, a lot of people on the outside don't really understand like where the money actually comes from, like
Different
how you
bands do
survive
it
that way.
differently. You know, there's like these millennial kids that know how to YouTube real well, and they fucking get a platinum album off of streams. You know, like that's a
YouTube real
thing now.
good.
And you know, people make their money that way. But you know, we came up grinding, playing shows, and just getting in front of people, and that's where we excel. That's where we shine. We don't have the money for like, you know, commercial studio album. It's gonna be like,
You know, $1 million.
sound perfect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what we can do is go blow their faces off live. You know? So we do that as often as possible.
Scramble some brains.
And man,
Yeah.
having like a booking agent, dude, that's like, you know, full-time work, man. It's good stuff. The schedule stays full. The routing's good. Like, yeah, keeps us
Yeah.
on our feet.
So you guys are from Virginia, and it is the Commonwealth. And that is usually the word I hear when I say the Commonwealth. But y'all did just raise the legal cigarette smoking age to 21. There's also like marijuana legalization shit going on there. How do y'all feel about the state of the Commonwealth right now?
I just got my license back from the Commonwealth.
Hell yeah! I'm
But-
trying to get my license back
All
from
right, I have a very specific beef with the Commonwealth I've been thinking about a lot, so
All right.
this works. I need to get this off my chest. I think Virginia might be the only place, maybe there's other places, but there's very few, and I haven't seen any of them. It's the only place where the highest speed limit there is 70, but you can get reckless at 80. So you can get reckless driving going 10 over in the state of Virginia.
God.
Drive safe when you come through our horrible state. You know?
And y'all are on the road all the time, so you have to think about that,
Yeah,
right?
we drive
Like,
80 all the time.
You guys are
Here's the
constantly
trick though,
driving.
you're on 64, the only place the cops sit are by the signs that say authorized personnel only. So you can do 100 and then you see that sign
Just
coming, you
slow
slow
down.
down and then burn it up after
Not that we would do that, or
Yeah.
you know.
How many tickets have y'all gotten driving around the
Pretty
country as a
good.
touring
Not
band?
in the van, knocking on wood. But
we had Billy Strings on.
I got
here.
kicked off of Uber and Lyft. So
Oh.
I mean, it wasn't like and I wasn't speeding while people were in the car, or at least I didn't get a speeding ticket doing that. But I was like, I got like my third speeding ticket in 4 years or something like that, and so they took me off of both of them.
Yeah.
You know.
We had Billy Strings on here, and he didn't quite say it, but he basically, he was like, also, don't have weed in your car in Texas. We learned that lesson.
Yeah.
So, have y'all had any issues with just driving through places? Have you been
Hey,
pretty
you
good?
can have weed in your car in Vermont. That's
Hey!
Well,
$50 ticket.
yeah, if you have
That's
$50.
$50.
Dude, it's
Dude, in
$50.
Virginia, you lose your license for 6 months.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a.
We were so worried, and then they gave
us.
us a $50 ticket. We were like, we got all stressed out about this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give me some
I was still
Vermont,
pretty.
dude.
I was still
Yeah.
pretty upset about it, but
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still $50.
Yeah.
You know, $50 is a whole lot
just-
of
I just
food
don't like
at
doing-
gas stations in between
yeah,
But it's
shows.
a joke compared to losing your license.
that's
for
like
6
it's like
months.
100 bags of chips.
It's at least 100 bags of chips. And
Yeah,
unless
90
unless
bags of chips.
90 bags of chips.
With
That
tax, you know.
that bag was short by 10 bags of chips.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. This has been Get on the Bus, presented by Salvage Station and IamAVL. We're so happy to have you. I'm the host, Caleb. We have with us Mr. Nico, Mr. Matthew, and Tim Beavers. All right. We'll be right back with a little music. Thank you so much for being with us. This is Get on the Bus, presented by Salvage Station and IamAVL. We have with us People's Blues of Richmond. This is one of my favorite songs that they're about to break off for you. Enjoy.
I'm so strung out, I cannot sleep. I crack my neck and grind my teeth. is low now. I just was high. 7 sleepless nights have made 1 week. Mind and God, I need a shower. Well, I'm so ashamed of what I've done. I've insufflated all my funds. $20 bills still rolled up one. Filled with cocaine powder, singing la da da.
On the bus.
We love you, Asheville.
That was fucking hot. This is Get on a Bus
Literally.
presented by Salvage Station and IamAVL. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. This was People's Blues of Richmond. Check out their brand new track everywhere that music is played.
Maria doesn't count.
It is love. Crystalline entrance, men of weight, feeling heavy makes me wanna get